there, and welcome to No Recipe Required. My name's Dave, and tonight I've got a spaghetti dish for you. Now, this isn't necessarily a classic, but one of the things I love about spaghetti, or frankly pasta in general, is it's kind of a whatever's in the fridge type of food. You can throw in just a few things, whatever's available, and really make a great dish. Tonight I happen to have a little bit of leftover chicken, and I've got some sun-dried tomatoes. We're going to combine that for a spaghetti, sun-dried tomato, and chicken. It's absolutely awesome. Let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, let's go ahead and start our angel hair pasta with some homemade roasted tomatoes, basil, chicken. I've got just a pan over medium heat, and I'm going to add my garlic and shallot, both nicely diced. And these are just going to come up to temperature and soften up a little bit. It's only going to take a couple minutes. And because angel hair pasta is so thin, really I'm going to have the sauce done by the time the pasta cooks. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that into my boiling water, which is off to the side. And then once the garlic and shallot just get softened up, we're going to add in our roasted tomatoes. Okay, so my shallot and garlic have softened up, and I've got here some roasted tomatoes. I just turned my heat down to low, medium, just to hold it while my pasta cooks. Now these roasted tomatoes, oven roasted tomatoes, you let them get till they're almost fully dried out. Beautifully homemade sun-dried tomatoes. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons for 2 people. Now these, they're great. I made these earlier, but you can either do them fresh right out of the oven, or they keep really well in the fridge. I just want to add them now to let them heat up a little bit and come up to temperature. We're also going to do a little bit of salt, which I hadn't done yet, a little bit of pepper. Maybe we'll get a little bit of extra light there. And then I'm just going to toss these about. My pasta's almost done. I'm going to keep this on low. Once the pasta's done, we'll come back, we'll put this together, finish up our dish. Okay, once I saw my pasta was done, I added in some diced chicken, let that come up to temperature, then I went and drained the pasta off. That is what I've got right here. So we'll add our pasta to the dish, toss this together. I'm also going to throw in just a dash of red pepper flakes. My wife hates it when I add in too much, so don't add in too much. I've got juice of half a lemon, which I'm going to add in there. And again, come back and toss, make sure it all kind of comes together. And then we are essentially done. I am going to turn the heat off. Everything is up to temperature. I'm going to turn the heat off. Oops, make sure you don't lose the tomatoes. Or down as low as possible. And I'm going to put in a little bit of Parmesan cheese, another drizzle of good olive oil, and actually for this one too, I like to add just a touch of butter, maybe a tablespoon, just under a tablespoon, and let this all just kind of melt in to form a little bit more of a sauce in there. Let's go ahead and plate this up. So before I plate it up, I realized I forgot to put in basil. I've got a tablespoon and a half of freshly chopped basil here. Totally fine that this is already off the heat. Fresh herbs like this, they will, they'll wilt and do all the cooking you need just with the residual heat there. So let's now go ahead and plate this guy up. Okay, we've got our angel hair pasta here. Let's go ahead and get that out onto the plate. Got a little ambitious there with the first grab. And you want to make sure you dig around and get a good amount of those sun-dried tomatoes and chicken on there. You may have to come around. And then make sure you've got a nice clean plate, maybe a little final sprinkle of Parmesan cheese, and even another just little fresh glug of good olive oil. There's our chicken, sun-dried tomato, and basil over angel hair pasta. I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required.